Um, Right. So if you don't know me, I'm Đức Minh. I'm a student in Vietnam learning about cybersecurity. So the topic today is about Kerberos. So let's start. So what is Kerberos? Kerberos is an authentication protocol. It's a default authentication protocol on Windows and it's replaced the old NMNTLM authentication protocol. So you can look at here as a diagram. The Kerberos protocol contains these key components. The first one is the key distribution center. This is a central authority to manage authentication. It has two parts, the authentication server and the ticket renting server. The authentication service is the one that issues the ticket renting ticket TGT when the user log in, and the TTS ticket renting service will issue service ticket or specific application or service. So here's a flow. The first one, client log on to the system and the authentication server return a TGT, which is ticket, renting ticket. And then in the first step, the client use the ticket, renting ticket to request for a ticket renting service and use the service ticket, and the ticket renting server will return a service ticket. Here's a step for the ticket renting server will give back to the client, and using the ticket service, the client can request access to the server, and the server will check the ticket service to allow access or deny. For the next one, yes, we have our Wireshark capture. As we'll see, here we have a yes request, which is when the client, which is the first step when the client log on and request to the authentication server. The second one is AS reply, which is the authentication server reply to the client, giving the client a ticket, renting ticket. The fourth one is TG request, which is the client request the ticket service from the ticket renting server. And the fourth one is TGS reply. The ticket renting server approve the request and give back the ticket service to the client. Here you can see we don't have the two last pack because the login, because when logging you don't, because when you log into the service, you request is the RRB TGT, which is the one that in charge of authentication. Let's move on. Here we look at the Wireshark package of the first one, the authentication service request, and it's the KBRAS request. KBR is for Kerberos. So in the first step, the user log in to the client machine, and the client then give and send a plain text request to the authentication server asking for a TTT. The request contains the user ID, the service ID, the client IP, and the ticket timeline. So we can see that the request sent in plain text and does not contain any passwords or anything like that. The reason for it will be explained in the next slide. So here's the authentication. Here's the AS reply, the authentication service reply. Here's the authentication service. We approve the request from the previous packet and reply with TGT and the session key. So what is the session key? The session key will be a key that the user need to authenticate with the ticket granting server to be secure, to make the connection secure. So we can see that the message one is encrypted with the TGS secret key, and so that only the TGS can decrypt the key and authenticate the user. Give them necessary access. The session key is encrypted with the client secret key. So when the skip the client the session key, the user can decrypt can prove that they are the real user by having the password and decrypt the session key. Next one we will talk about part in Kerberos authentication. So the purpose of part is to store user attribute and authorization information process control decision. So so after the path will be in the TGT, which is in the authentication service plan. It will be included in service ticket for access request. It allows target service to validate user permission without querying Active Directory. So step three is the user get the TGT from the previous packet, right? And the session key. So the session key can be retrieved by its own secret key based on the user password. And from this point on, user authenticate properly and use TDT to request access to the service without needing to re-authenticate with the password. Next is the user request for the ticket renting service. So using the TDT they have applied before, the user can request for a service ticket of the charge, and the request includes the name of the service, the TDT, and fifth one because the user cannot repeat the TDT until and the user ID. The ticket granting service replies to the request of the user if the user has enough permission and the request is legit. The ticket granting service generates a service session key and a service ticket for the user to use to authenticate to the service. That's the one. Next one is when the user sends the request to the service. It uses the service session key to have a like a secure connection to the service and use the service ticket with permission to request the service. And the last one is AP reply, which is the service response to the request. The service will decrypt the service ticket using its own secret key and verify the client request. If the request valid, the service grant access to the client. So next we talk about an attack, which is a golden ticket attack. So what is the golden ticket attack? It's the golden ticket forge ticket, ranking ticket, TT or support authentication ticket. So we can see in the diagram that there's no authentication service request and reply with the domain controller, which means it only use the forge ticket, ranking ticket to request for a valid ticket renting service and use which is step 3 star and then use that to authenticate to the service which in this diagram is application server which is step 5 and 6. So because it is a forge TDT, it can have the like all the access to all the service on the network. Like it not tied to specific permission or roles. We can like tie it to a specific permission or roles or group. But if the by default it has all the permission. So here's first step of the golden ticket attack. First one we need the KLB utility account hash because here we can see that the reply the TG T ticket is encrypted with the TTS secret key. Like in this case, RBTT account. So wait, so by having the RBTT account hash, we can retrieve the TTT and we can forge a new ticket TTT and encrypt with the hash. So make a valid TTT ticket encrypt being encrypted. So here we use mimic hash to dump the hash of the RBTT account. Uh, yeah, and one more note is that it requires the admin privilege um, yeah, to be able to dump the townhouse. We have many ways to dump the Caribe utility account. But in this case, I log on to the domain controller and run vmcast to dump the hash for the easiest one. So the next one, step two is to forge a valid utility ticket. The golden ticket needs to have the domain name, the domain SID, the account RBTT hash, which can like can be used like NTLM or AES 256, AES 128, and many hashes can be used in this case. Impersonation. Like in the previous update, the only valid user can be used for the golden ticket attack. So like if you use a user that not exists in the domain, it will not work. So in this case, we use the Kerberos golden mimic hash with the domain main.com with the user main and group domain admin, and we use the key which is part of the ticket. Like we generate the ticket and use it in our current session. Like when we use this command, we tell the Imicast to like authenticate us with the domain controller with the username. And right now we are main and we have all the admin permission. And with that permission, uh, we can access the folder of the domain controller, which is only available to the domain admin. So right, so here in this case we have uh, we have the privilege of the domain admin. What about the silver ticket attack? The silver ticket is a forged ticket writing service, also called the service ticket. So you can see here is skip the step one and two AS request reply. So so it means there's no ticket renting ticket, and we skip the step three and four, which is it does not request for any ticket renting service. It push the new ticket service and use that to request the service from the application server. So in this case, it only have access to limited service, and in order for it to work, it needs to have the hash of the service that it requesting to. So let's talk about the detection, how to detect the golden and silver ticket attack. So we can see that it is a golden ticket. It lacks the first two a request and as a reply, and in the silver ticket, it lacks the TTS request and TTS reply. So we can actually see search for the log that lacking the corresponding TT request or TTS request. So if we see only an AP request and AP reply with our prior TTS request, TTS reply, we can suspect that they are running a golden ticket attack. The event ID, so if the Kerberos is an account with admin privilege, we should look into that. And we lost the event ID and an account was successfully logged on. So we can like it help with the whole scenario. Event ID for 6 to even 27 years, let's say. And when forcing the TT circuit, it needs to force the PAC the part so as I say previously, the part is for authent like it gives the access control what permission does the user have. So the golden ticket needs to force the part. And if the path is like sometimes the fault path is not accurately mimic the legitimate path, so the detection can be a bit easier. So what about the diamond ticket? The diamond ticket contains all the it requests a normal ticket, decrypt the path, modify it, and recalculate the signature and re-encrypt, which means it like we use a user with no admin privilege, but we decrypt the path and add the admin privilege to the path and re-encrypt. So the ticket will look like we have the admin privilege and they are actually legit. And that's all. Thank you for listening.